Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dizana Taiwo, and in today's class I will be showing you how to draft a bustier corset with conical shape and pleated sleeve inspired by liquorose and designed by Prudential. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. Let's get started to the class. So I've gone ahead to draft my borderline, my chest line, my bust points, my under bust, and my half length, and my corset length. My corset length that I'm using here is 24 in total for my corset length. So I went ahead to draft my shoulder. My shoulder that I'm using is 8 inches. Can you see? I'm using 8 inches, so I went ahead to draft a straight line to my chest line. So on my chest line, I went up by 3 inch, just go up by 3 inch, and I went out by 0.75. I went out by 0.75 to create my armhole. Then I draw a straight line to that 0.75 and I give it a nice curve to create my armhole. Just do the same as shown. So I went ahead to, after drafting my armhole, I went ahead to create our neck. My neck width is 3 inches. My neck depth is 3 inches. Then I went ahead to draw a nice curve, to create a nice curve for my neck. Can you see? And also I went ahead to create for my shoulder slope. I went ahead to create my shoulder slope. I came down from my borderline 1.5 inch. Just come down by 1.5 inch to create your shoulder slope. Then I went ahead to draw a straight slanted line to that point that I have marked. Can you see the way I am drafting it? Just do the same. The next thing I will be working on is creating my nipple to nipple point. My nipple to nipple point is 3.5, which is the dart leg. We also call it as dart leg. Is 3.5. Please note, I am drafting my front pattern first. I'm drafting my front pattern first. So on the borderline, I went in by 3.5. That is my nipple to nipple, 3.5, which is my dart leg. Just go ahead to mark your nipple to nipple and draw a straight line to your corset line. Go ahead to draw a straight line to your corset line. After that, I went ahead to mark 0.75 on my dart leg, which is on the waist side. You will do that on your waistline. I went ahead to mark 0.75. Can you see? Just mark 0.75 on your waist. 0.75. Then I went ahead to draw a straight line from my bust point down to my half length. Just watch the process, you get it right. Then I went ahead to draw another straight line down to my hip, my corset length. Can you see what I did there? That way, by that way, we have drafted my dart. That is my dart. So I also went ahead to divide my shoulder into two. Can you see the way I'm doing? I went ahead to divide it into two, and I draw a straight line down to my bust point. I draw a straight line down to my bust point. So the next thing I'll be working on is my bust circumference, my waistline circumference, and my hip and my corset leg circumference. Please pay attention at this point. Whatever measurement is that you have, let's say your bust measurement is 36, you minus 36 minus 3, whatever you have, divide it by 4. That will be your real measurement. Why are we doing this? Because we want our conical shape to be well standing and our corset to be well snatched for our conical. But at the front part, our front pattern for the bust, we will not minus. Please watch what I am doing. I am not going to minus at this point for the front, but for the back, I am going to minus 3. But for the front, for my bust, I'm not going to minus. I hope you understand this. Just watch the process. Can you see? I said 36 divided by 4. I have 9. I didn't do any measurement, any minusing at that point. So I went ahead to my waist. I said my waist is 28 minus 3 equals to 25. 25 divided by 4. I have 6.25. Can you see what I'm doing? Just watch. This is for us to have a well-shaped conical corset. I hope you understand this. So I went ahead on my waistline. I went ahead to mark my 6.25. Can you see? I just hope you understand. If you don't understand, just follow what I did in the measurement. I went ahead to mark 6.25. Then my dart 0.75. When I had it together, I have 1.5. I went ahead to mark my 1.5 at that point. So my bust circumference on my chest, I went to mark my 9 inch, which is 36 divided by 4. I have 9. Don't do any minusing at that point for your front pattern. So for my hip line, I said my upper hip is 38. That is my hip. My upper hip is 38. 38 minus 3. I have 35. Can you see? Just watch the process as I am doing. 35 divided by 4. I have 8.75. 8.75. That will be my remeasurement. This is done because, as I've said earlier, for us to have a well conical shape and so that it will be standing well. So you go ahead to mark your 8.75 on your corset length. I hope you understand. Just watch what I did and go ahead to do yours. So I went to shaping the part up. Can you see I used the curvature at that point? Just use the curvature at that point. So please, if you are scared that your measurement should be short because of the -3, don't be scared. Your measurement will not be short. It won't affect anything. Just go ahead to do yours, and when you are done so, you will see your corset that is well snatched and your conical is well standing. So at the bust point, I went ahead to take out my bust dart, which is 1.5. Remember, as I always say, that our bust dart, our front length and our back length are not the same. My front length is 16, my back length is 14.5. When I minus it, I have 1.5 for my bust dart differences. So that is what I did there. Then at the chest line, I went up by 2 inch. On the chest, I went up by 2 inch because I don't want my corset to be exposing too much. So I went up by 2 inch and I drew a straight line at that point. Can you see? I went ahead to mark 0.75 on each side at that point because my neck will be stopping there and I don't want it to gape. So I went to mark 0.75 and I used my ruler to straighten that part up, to contour that part. Can you see? We are just doing contouring at that point for our neck not to be gaping. So just watch the process. Can you see the other part? I went ahead to draw a straight line at that point also using my curvature. Just watch the process and follow. Can you see what I am doing? So the next thing I will be working on is my under bust contouring. So I'll go ahead to contour my under bust. Please, I want you to watch this. My new measurement is 6.25 for the waist, right? So I'll go ahead on the under bust. I'll go ahead to mark my 6.25 on my under bust. Can you see? So whatever I have left, which is 2 inch. I have 2 inch left at that point when I went to mark my 6.25. So I have 2 inch left. I'll go ahead on my under bust. I'll go ahead and share it. I'll be adding at that part. I will add half inch at that part, and the remaining 1.5 I'll add it to the other part, which is the other dart leg. That will complete the 2 inch. I hope you understand. Just watch the process. At the other part, I mark half inch. At the other side of the dart leg, I mark 1.5 to complete my 2 inch. I am just trying to contour that part of our under bust. Just watch the process and you get it. Can you see the way I am curving the part for our bustier? Our bustier is coming into shape now. Can you see? Just go ahead and do that. Just share it. And I went ahead to draw a straight line down to my waist length, which is my half length. Can you see what I am doing? Just draw a straight line down to your half length. Can you see the part of my curvature that I am using? Just go ahead to do that and do yours. And the other dart leg, I went ahead to do the same. Can you see the process? Bustier is coming into shape. So you are done with the under bust. So the next thing I'll be working on is my neck part. I'll be working on my neck part, and on my chest line I'll go down by 1 inch. You can as well go down by 1 inch depending on how you want your neck to be deep. So at that chest line I'll go down by 1 inch. Sorry, I'll go down by 1 inch and I will draw my neckline, which is my sweetheart's neck. I'll go ahead to draw that part. Can you see the way I did my curve, and I went ahead to curve the other part too? Can you see? Just watch what I am doing and you get it. I went ahead to curve that other part, which is the side front also. And the next thing I will be working on is creating another new armhole, and I'll go ahead to mark 0.75 on my armhole, so that my why I'm doing this, because I don't want my armhole to be short. I'll go ahead to mark my 0.75 at that point. Can you see, to create my new armhole? That is my new armhole. So the next thing I'll be doing is to throw that part up. Then I'll go ahead to take my tracing wheel to trace. Just watch the process and do yours. Why we are doing this is to avoid shortage at that part, so it is important you do yours like so. So I went ahead to use my ruler to trace the part which I have traced out. Just follow the process like I am doing and you will get it. Just follow the process and you get it. So the next thing now I will be working on is creating another style lines. Please note, if you want to leave your bustier like this, you can go ahead to leave it without creating another style lines. You can go ahead to leave it like the way it is right now. It is fine, you can go ahead. But I personally, I want to create another style lines for me to have to snatch my waist by 0.25. So I just want to snatch my waist by 0.25. So you can just go ahead to leave yours like that, but at the side front I want to create another style lines and I'll be snatching the waist by 0.25. But before then, I went in by 1.5 on my corset length to create another slanted line, because I don't want my dart to be straight. Then from the under bust, went down, I draw a straight line down to that 1.5. Can you see that my dart is no longer straight? That is what it should look like. If you don't want your dart to be straight, you can just go ahead to slant it. Then on the other dart leg, I just went ahead to draw a straight slanted line down to the down that leg. Can you just watch the process and you get it right? Can you see what I am doing? I just draw a straight line to that point because I don't want it to be straight. When I'm done cutting, you see that that point is not straight again. So the next thing I'll be working on is trim and bust that, so that to avoid shortage you through that part, your side front. Just watch what I am doing. I went ahead to take my tracing wheel, sorry, to trace that part up. Can you see? Just trace that part to avoid shortage. So when I was done, I took my ruler to trace what I have done. So the next thing I will be working on is my conical shape. On my corset line, I will mark out 2.5. Firstly, I went to do 2 inch, but I want it to be well shown, so I marked out 2.5 for it. Then for my waistline, I went to draw the shape. Can you see? Just watch the process. For my waistline, I went to draw the shape down to my 2.5. Just curve that part using your curve ruler. Can you see the outcome of our conical shape? Just go ahead to do yours. The next thing I'll be working on and drafting is closing my bust dart. I'll go ahead to close my bust dart. I'll just cut it off. I'll just cut it off so that I'll be able to close that part well. So after I was done cutting, I went ahead to cut my bust dart. Please ensure you do not cut off your bust. Can you see where I stop? So I went ahead to the shoulder to cut that line also, for me to be able to close my bust dart well. If not, you will not be able to close your bust dart well if you do not cut that part out. So just do what I have done and you will get it right. So I went ahead also, after doing that, I went ahead to use my masking tape to tape that part down to avoid shaking. Just go ahead to use your masking tape to tape that part down. After I was done, I went ahead to create my style lines. As I've said earlier, it is optional. If you want to do that, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you can just go ahead to do what I have done. But because I want it to be well snatched, I just went ahead to create another style lines, and I divided the waistline by 2. On my side front, I just go ahead to divide it by 2, just as I have done. Then draw a straight line, a straight slanted line to my corset length. Just follow the process. Please, if you don't want to do this, your corset will be still snatched. Just me, I just choose to do it because I want it to be well snatched, because at the end of it I'll still close it back. I'll still close that part back. Just watch the process. So on the dart leg, I went out by 0.25. 0.25. Can you see? And I draw a straight line down to my length. I just went ahead to draw a straight line down to my half length. Then I went ahead on the corset length and marked 0.25 also, and 0.25 on each side. Can you see what I am doing? So I went ahead to draw a straight line to that point of my 0.25. You can use this bustier to create your Victorian corset if you want to do Victorian corset. This is the process of doing Victorian corset. But in my, I will not be doing Victorian corset. I'll still, after cutting that part out, I'll still close it up. Why I'll be closing it up is because I don't want that part to have joining, but I just want my corset to be well snatched. So at my neck part, I just went ahead to contour by 0.25 because I don't want that part to be gaping. So I don't want it to be gaping. I just did 0.25 at that part. So I went ahead to label my corset. This is the front, my center front, and my side front. I meant to write side front. That's my side front. And the next thing I'll be working on is shaping my corset length. This totally depends on you, how you want your shape to be. So I went up by 2 inch on my side front. I went up by 2 inch to create my style lines, to shape my corset length. Sorry, it totally depends on you. Then I just use my curve ruler to curve that part. Can you see the way I am placing my curve ruler? Just go ahead to do yours like so, or choose your favorite style lines to shape that part. So I went ahead to cut to curve that other part also. Can you see the way I am placing my curve ruler? I went ahead to curve it. You can just decide to choose your own design. This is my own design that I have decided to use. Just go ahead to use yours. So this is all for the front. I am just trying to shape that part again. Can you see the way I am doing? Just decide to create yours. There's a different design on corset length, so this is what I just choose to do. So this is all for the front. I'll be moving ahead to the back. For my back pattern, I will go ahead to draft my neck width and my neck depth. My neck width that I'm using is 3 inch and my neck depth is 1 inch. 1 inch for my neck depth, and I'll go ahead to use my ruler. Please note, I've gone ahead to mark my border line, my chest line, my half length for the back, which is 14.5, and also my corset length. I've gone ahead to draw those lines. And the next thing I'll be working on is my shoulder. My shoulder is 8 inches. Then I've gone ahead to mark my 8 inches and draw a straight line down to my chest line. I hope you are seeing. And the next thing now I'll be working on is my shoulder slope. My shoulder slope for the back is 1 inch. I will go ahead to mark my 1 inch and draw a straight line, slanted line to my neck width. I hope you can see that. Then on my shoulder slope for that 1 inch, I'll divide it by 2. Hope you can see. I'll divide it by 2 and I'll go out by half inch. I'll go in by half inch and draw a straight slanted line and curve the other part for my armhole. Can you see that I have created my armhole that way? So the next thing I'll be doing is the calculation we did for the front. I hope you remember our calculation. Whatever your measurement, your bust measurement is, minus 3. Minus 3. So for the back, we'll be doing bust minus 3. That is, my bust is 36. 36 minus 3. You will have 33 as your answer. Remember, for the bust for the front, we didn't do any minus. We used our real measurement for it. So 36 minus 3 is 33. Divided by 4, you have 8.25. 8.25. The next thing we'll be working on is my waist. My waist is 28. 28 minus 3, I have 25. 25 divided by 4, I have 6.25. The next thing I'll be working on is my hip. 38 minus 3, I have 35. 35 divided by 4, I have 8.75 for my hip. So the next thing I'll be working on is my eyelet back. You know, the back is having an opening. So at the chest line I went in by 2.5, and at my corset length I went in by 1 inch. At my corset length 2.5 and 1 inch at my corset length. Then I'll go ahead to draw a straight line to my corset line and to that 1 inch that I have marked. Can you see? After doing that, I went out to draw a line. That process, we are cutting that out. Please ensure you do this first before starting your measurement. That's why I did it first before starting my measurement. So for my bust now, my bust is 8.25. I'll go ahead and mark my 8.25 for my bust measurement. My waist measurement is 6.25. I'll go ahead to mark my 6.25 plus my dart that I will be taking out, which is 0.75, 0.75, I'll have 1.5. I'll be having 1.5. I'll go ahead to add it back to it, 1.5. So the next thing now I'll be working on is my hip, my upper hip, which is 8.75. My upper hip is 8.75. So when I'm done, I went ahead to trace up lines that I have marked. Can you see? I went up to trace that part up and curve the shape out. So the next thing now I'll be working on is creating my style lines on my waist. I'll go ahead to create my style lines. I'll be creating two style lines. So I'll go ahead to divide my waistline into three to have my two style lines. Just go ahead to divide your waistline into three to have your your style lines. So this is it. I have 2.51 at that point. Can you see? I have 2.51 at that point. See, when I went ahead to trace it, that is 1, 2.51, that is 2, and 2.51. Can you see that's complete my 3? So I'll go ahead to trace my style lines. So that 3 which I am going to give me 2 style lines. Can you see? So I went to trace it out. Can you see? Can you see my style lines? You can create as many style lines as you want. Just do your calculation. Just divide it by whatever you want to do and have your style lines. So I went ahead to mark 0.25. I'm snatching by 0.25. If you want to snatch by 0.5, you can go ahead to do that. But I went ahead to snatch by 0.25, and at the chest line I went up by 1 inch. 1 inch. I went up by 1 inch, and I took my ruler to rule a straight line down to my 0.25. Just watch the process down to my 0.25, and at my corset length I marked 0.25 also to snatch that part also, 0.25, and I went ahead to use my ruler to trace it out with a straight line. Watch the process. So I did the same at the other that leg also. I just traced it out to my 2.25, and at that part I marked 0.25, 0.25. I hope you understand. It's just simple. Just follow what I did. Follow the process and you get it right. The next thing we'll be working on is just creating a little bit of curve at our chest line. Just a little bit of curve for our back or chest line. So what I did next is give it a nice curve at that point. But before then, I went ahead to take my front to confirm what I have on the armhole. Whatever I have, that is what I will mark on my back armhole, because I don't want it to be short or want to be longer than each other. So I went ahead to mark the 2.1, and I went ahead to curve that part of. Can you see the way I curve it? I only came down by 1 inch, and that is all I did there. So the next thing now is creating my conical shape. So I went out by 2.5 for the front. I'll do the same for the back. Yeah, I'm just trying to confirm what I did. So I'll use 2.5 for the back also, and I will create my curve shape. It depends totally on you. If you want it to be more shapy or more exposed, you can go ahead to use 3 inch, 2.5. If you want it simple, you can use 1.5. So I went ahead to curve that part up, and I'm trying to give it a nice shape here, just to create a nice shape here. So the next thing I will be working on is creating my corset length, so my corset shape, sorry, the down part. So I went up by 2.5 that I went up with at the back, 2.5 that I went up with at the back. Then I'll try to curve that part up using the same shape that I've used for the front. Can you see the way I'm placing my ruler? Just go ahead to do yours using the same shape that I've used for the front. Then I went ahead to curve the other part up also. Please just follow the process and you get it. Can you see? Can you see the way I shaped that part? So this is all for the back. This is all we have for the back. I went ahead to label. Please ensure you are labeling your back. It is very important because you can easily miss this part up if you did not label. So I went to label the up, the down. So I went ahead to label 1, 2, and 3. That will signify my side back, my middle back, and my side and my center back. Can just go ahead to do that. And this is all we have for my back. This is all I have for my back. Then I'll be moving ahead to the cutting part. So this is the front pattern. I'll go ahead to cut it out. Just watch the way I'm cutting and follow. So after I was done, this is what I have for the front. I went ahead to tape it together so you can see what you will have when you are done. So this is what I have. Can you see after taping it together? Just went to cut the other side up. Can you see that my center front is not having joining because on the side the center front is not having joining. So can you see? Can you see? I have also joined that place that I went to snatch with. That's my side front. I went to snatch with. I joined it back together. As I've said that I will join it back together because I don't want that part to have join. I want to join that part with my masking tape. Can you see? This is the front and that is what we have for the back also. Can you see the back? So this is what you should have after cutting, and when you are done joining, this is what you should have, and that is the center back that will be opened. Can you see? And this is all for it. So for the sleeve part, I just went ahead to bring out my basic sleeve. This is my basic sleeve. This totally depends on you. You can use a free hand to cut your sleeve. If you are using a free hand to cut your sleeve, if you have 10" as your sleeve length, when you want to cut, you just add 15" for the pleating to your sleeve length. Whenever you want to cut, just add 15". But if you are using a pattern paper like mine, I just bring out my basic sleeve, then I went up by 2" to draw my straight line. I'll be drawing 2" on this basic sleeve. Just watch the process. Also on that line, I went up by 2" also. Can you see? While I'm doing this, because I want to spread and snatch the sleeve, I'll be cutting that lines out and I'll spread it. Just watch me and you get it. So while I was done, I just went ahead to label that part and retrace it with my marker. So I'll be cutting out now. Please ensure you label so that you will not make mistake. I label that center sleeve as to know that that is my middle sleeve, so that I will not make a mistake. Just ensure you label and you get it. I had to cut it out. Can you see the way I'm cutting it out? I'll cut each line out. So after I was done cutting it out, I'll be spreading and snatching. Your snatching totally depends on how you want your sleeve to be. If you want it long, you can go ahead to spread as much as you want. But for this class, I'm just showing you how to draft the sleeve. I'll be snatching by just 2 inch. But if you want your sleeve to be longer, just determine the length that you'll be spreading with, maybe 3 inch, maybe 4 inch. It totally depends on you. But yeah, I'll be spreading by 2 inch. Can you see? I'll be spreading by 2 inch, and I went ahead to be placing my pattern as far as I am snatching it, and as I'm spreading it, sorry, as I'm spreading it. Can you see? I went ahead to place it down. Just go ahead to be placing it down like I am doing. That's why I said this is totally depends on you. This 2 inch, by the time I'm done, I'll be having 7 or 6.5 in total as my sleeve length. In total as my sleeve length. But if you want it more longer, go ahead to spread your sleeve. Go ahead to spread your sleeve by 4 to 5 inch. It totally depends on you. So this is me. I was done here, and I went ahead to mark out 3 inch at the side sleeve. I went ahead to mark out 3 inch. Why? Because if you notice, the sleeve is not looking firm, it's a bit free. So if you want it to be free, just go out by 3 inch or 4 inch. It depends on what you want. And at the sleeve length, I went out by 3 inch also, and at the sleeve cap, I went out by 3 inch also. And I'll be using my straight ruler to trace that part down. Can you see? Just go ahead to use a trace ruler. This will allow your sleeve to be a bit free, not looking firm, because the sleeve is not looking firm. So the next thing I'll be working on is curving that my sleeve cap out. Can you see the way I curve it out? I'll be curving it out. So when I was done, I went ahead to cut it out. Please, if you know that your pattern will be shaking, go ahead to tape it down with your taping paper. Just go ahead to tape it down. So I went ahead to roll that side for my sleeve length. Can you see? So I'll be cutting it out now. Because what I have done out now, just follow the process and you get it. It's very simple. Can you see? I went ahead to cut that part out, all that I have traced out with my marker. So this is what I have here when I was done. This is what I have. This is my sleeve, and I went ahead to just cut that sleeve length out. Can you see? I just went ahead to cut it out. And the next thing now is plinting our sleeve. I will go ahead to plinting our sleeve. Please just ensure you do just fine. It is very simple. You get it. I went ahead to plinting our sleeve. Just to watch the way I am plinting it, and you will get it. Just go ahead and plinting it. If you want it big, if you want it a tiny sleeve, it all depends on you. Can you see how I am plinting it? So this is what I will do throughout the sleeve. Can you see? So this is what I have when I was done. Can you see? So I just went ahead to draw a straight line at that point, just to trim that part. Can you see that it's not really aligning? So I went to use a straight ruler to mark that place for it to align well equally. So I'll just be cutting that part out. I'll be cutting that part out. Just do yours as seen, and you get it right. I'll just use my scissors to cut out that part. Just cut it off, and I'll be cutting the other part off also. So when I was done cutting it out, I went ahead to tape it down with my paper. On this leaf, you can just go ahead to tack on your fabric. You go ahead to tack so that your plints will not be falling. Just go ahead to tack that part. In some strategic places, just go ahead and tack. So this is all I have for my sleeve. So when you are done, this is how your sleeve should be looking. I'll just go ahead to place it on the bodies of my pattern so that you can see what I did. So when I'm done placing, this is how it looks like. So this is how your sleeve should be looking like. You can make your sleeve to be bigger if you want to. You can make it as mine if you want to. It totally depends on you. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel whenever videos are dropped. Thank you all for watching. See you in my next tutorial.